we are going to do a quick and easy fir tree. I'm just going to use the Thicket Green Plaid Folk Art paint Thicket. This is a multi-surface, but you could also use the regular. And citrus. Fresh foliage is also another very good light green to have. So I have some Thicket on my palette already, but I'm going to need more. So I'm going to put some more out there, and I definitely need more citrus. I was painting on something else with these colors just a moment ago. So I am going to turn to a new page. This is one of my painting journals, which is a Canson mixed media tablet. You can see I was practicing on a snowman with the fir tree, and there's the other type of fir tree done with a different type brush. But let's go. This is quick and easy. You can do it in a minimum amount of time. So I'm going to do this with a number 12 flat, but you could also do it with a round. I'll probably demo with both. So I have my brush dampened. Always start with a damp brush because you don't want the paint to dry up too fast in the ferrule. So I dampened it. I'm going to just dry it on a paper towel, tap it onto it, and then I'm going to load it with my Thicket and a tiny bit of the green. And I'm just going to draw. Hopefully this line will be straight. I'm kind of at an angle, and that makes it harder to make it straight for me anyways. I'm going to reload, do another one. Now this isn't imperative because it's going to be covered mostly with the design. Now you start at the bottom and you're going to work your way up because you're going to layer your limbs, fronds, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to just work out where I want the width of the tree, the base of the tree, and then I'm pressing. You see I'm pressing on the chisel edge and then flipping up. Press, flip, press, flip. Press, flip, press, flip. And what I mean by flip, I'm pressing down, dragging, and lifting the brush like it's an airplane taking off or something to that effect. Reload, and you just bring it into the edge. To the trunk. And the same here. You can make them larger and looser. And then you just kind of keep stacking. That one got a little gloppy, so I just pick it up. And you can make them more rounded, like they're weighed down. We have snow right now, and they're kind of weighed down with the snow. And some of them, they're not perfectly triangular. Some will come out a little bit wider in areas. And you're bringing them in towards the trunk. And then to step back, kind of look at your tree, look at where you need to add some. Forgive the plow if you can hear it out there. I didn't feel like stopping the video. Okay. So I think that's good. Now not every tree is perfectly aligned or in a perfect triangular shape. Some have one side that's bulkier, and so don't fret if it's not perfect. Now that was with my number 12 flat on the chisel edge, just creating those fronds. Now I will go ahead, I've cleaned out my brush for the most part, and now I will come in with a round. This is a number 8 Donna Dewberry U Pro round, and I'm just going to dampen it, dry it off on my towel, and then I'm going to go into the Thicket and load that brush up. And I'm going to touch into the citrus. And you see how I'm doing the same. You see how it's a little bit chunkier? Now remember, you're going for an effect, so, you know, get past trying to be absolutely perfect. You can sometimes skip going into the citrus if you want your tree to be darker in areas, which does work. So what I'm doing is I'm pressing down, I'm lifting as I drag, and I try to make it come to a point. And it's these ones are all going to be layered over, so it's not a big deal if the edge is rough. You see how it's kind of rake type. I know that probably was not, it's not perfectly smooth is what I'm. This one I touched and pulled it down so it had a nice top. Now if you wanted to make the trunk to be brown, you can. And there you have another fir tree with a round brush. Now this one's getting pretty much dry, and I'm going to show you how I put snow on it. For if you're doing a picture with snow or winter scene. Now you don't have to use green. You could actually, like some of the trees around here, we have some blue spruce. They're kind of a blue-green. So if you wanted to use a blue-green color, that would work too. In fact, for winter scenes, it probably would work even better than the green. But it's up to you. What you have is the best paint that you can use. That needs to be shaken. Pretty thick. Now I can do this with a fan brush. Here's a fan brush. Or I like to use, this is just an old worn out brush, and you see how the end no longer holds a chisel edge and it's kind of frayed or kind of splayed. So for me, that makes really good snow. So I've dipped it into the white, wicker white, and I kind of tap it out a little bit, see if I'm getting the design I want, and then I just go in and I just kind of touch along the top of the different, I call them fronds even though they're branches or whatever it is, but so there you're adding your snow. Not every single branch has to have snow. And you see that green was still wet, so it kind of got onto my brush. And you kind of follow go along the top of a frond. Now let me do it with the rake, not rake, what am I saying? Yeah, this is a rake brush. Fan brush, I'm sorry. It's not a rake brush. So you just kind of tap along. Now this wicker white's pretty thick. I need to shake it up, but see I got some green on there. So you see how you're just kind of tapping along. And you don't want it to be solid. You want it to have different splotches is what I call them. And see that I got into the green. I'm getting ahead of myself. That's still too wet to put the snow on. So I'll go back to this one using my old worn out brush. That has wet green on it too. But add snow as you see fit. And there you have your snowy fir tree. And this one again, like I said, with the fan brush, you can do it. Probably need to get my paint a little more liquidy. Let me try this other white. This one's titanium white. And I think it's a little more liquidy. I want you to see how you really can do it. Okay, so You just kind of bounce along the edge. The center, I still got some green on there because it's still wet, but you kind of just tap it. You notice how it has different levels. Oh, I can't say levels. I'm trying to, you see how it's got the dot, dot, dot when you're tapping lightly. So that's, you know, it makes it more of a broken up stroke rather than just straight across. So it gives it the mimic of a light snow on there. So that is with the fan brush. I know I just kind of blopped it in there because it wasn't dry and I was trying to miss the green that was wet because I'm in too much of a hurry. But basically that is how you paint a fir tree fast and easy.